Terry Warnock and Anthony Hughes know a thing or two about helping people launch successful careers. Anthony was the founder of Tech Elevator, a very successful startup that has trained thousands of software developers and delivered a 9x return to investors. Terry was one of his first hires and a senior leader in the company. But along their journey of launching a successful company, they uncovered a deeper problem. That is that most job seekers don't simply need training, they need guidance. They need a way to better understand their strengths and interests and what careers are most closely aligned with who they are. Because of this, they started the company VITALS. VITALS is a career coaching platform built around a proven and proprietary personality assessment tool, coupled with an AI-driven guidance system that helps individuals identify career paths that are closely aligned with both their strengths and their interests. The platform guides users through a step-by-step process and also gives them the option of being connected to live coaching professionals. Basically, it gives them 24/7 access to a coach, an automated and personal coach at a fraction of the cost of traditional coaching systems. Just as important, through their deep connections from their previous jobs, especially to universities and business enterprises, they now have a distribution model that goes B to B to C that scales cost effectively. So please join me in welcoming Terry.
Thanks, Ethan. I'm the last one, so it's between me and your beer at happy hour, so bear with me here. My name is Terry Warnock. I'm co-founder and chief growth officer of VITALS. I'm sure everyone in this room has had that thought. Am I in the right career? Am I on the right team? Am I working on the right problems at the right company? And you've got two choices. You grind it out, you wait a couple years and see if it gets better, or you make a big transition. There are 38 million Americans every year that have that same problem. Guess what? A little thing called AI popped up a couple years ago. It only makes that harder, not easier. Where are people turning to answer? They're also going to AI for those answers. It's generic. Go ask ChatGPT what I should do with my life. Come back to me and tell me what it says. We're solving that problem. We're taking a science-backed solution, not another personality quiz on Facebook, not another generic AI solution, something that really understands you and helps you make life's toughest decisions. As Ethan said, it's kind of surreal. We founded Tech Elevator 2 blocks from here. We grew the company to 30 million in annual reoccurring revenue, had some incredible B2B partnerships, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, AutoZone, and we're able to successfully transition that company to a publicly traded enterprise Stride and grew our investors' return by over 9 times. The team that brought Tech Elevator to the market is also the team bringing VITALS to the market. My co-founder, Anthony Hughes, has been a successful CEO of 2 exits here in Northeast Ohio. Josh Tucholsky is a software developer for the last 20 years, is building our agentic architecture and the software behind the solution. And our 4th co-founder, Dr. David Watterson, is the science behind the product. He ran an industrial psychology practice here in Northeast Ohio for the last 30 years and built an instrument, the Watterson Personality Inventory. It's been used by the CIA and by the International Olympic Committee, and it's what powers our technology. So a little bit about what VITALS is. Again, it's based on the WPI, which is based on the Big 5 framework. That's the highest gold standard in psychology research, and so it is backed by science. You've all had that experience. I'm sure at work somebody says, take a personality assessment. You get the results, you look at it, you're like, this is interesting. I don't know what else to do with this, and it goes to die in your Google Drive folder. VITALS is what happens after that PDF. We actually take the life context, your financial context, your time context, all the things that make you a human, and align that with your personality to, again, help you make the hardest decisions in life. So we are right now in beta phase. We have a beta group going through and validating the agentic output with the science that's already existed. But I wanted to give you a quick example of the models that we're building. So this is Sarah. She's a single mother. She graduated with a liberal arts degree, took the first job out of college. She's been there about 5 years, and she feels stuck. She has no idea what to do. She's reading articles about AI taking her job, and so she turns to VITALS. We first get really deep and understand her personality and how it applies to the actual modern workplace. Then we take those constraints. She can't take evening classes. She's got a limited budget. We start to plan out what that would look like. And then she goes through a structured coaching session. In this scenario, it's our career clarity journey. Things don't just happen on the internet. We have her do experiments in the real life, talking to people that have the jobs that she might want, interviewing people that have not done the job, and getting real clarity on a decision that will literally change the trajectory of her family's life for the next decade. She could have just gone on Indeed and started applying, but she's now really taking careful steps into making the right decision. Man, my mouth is dry too. So our market is the career seekers. Again, that's 38 million people in America that are either switching careers or getting into the workforce for the first time. That represents 535 million addressable market in the US, which is 20% of the professionals that are already paying for professional development outside of their company's four walls. What's really cool for us is this is just the tip of the iceberg. The same thing that powers career can also power relationships, self-development, and health and wellness. So our revenue model, we are not the show us your credit card and then we'll show you what we do after that. We want to show high value to our users up front. So once they get into the platform and really start discovery, we layer on traditional subscription metrics. And then as Ethan mentioned, we have a coaching marketplace. When they hit a wall, I am somebody that doesn't think AI can solve everything. Human coaches really have a place. They can get the solutions quicker because they've done the background work first and our coaches understand what they've done. Followed by a B2B2C approach after we've hardened the product and really nailed the user journey. Later this year, we're going to have pilots in place with workforce development in colleges. Again, going back to our tech elevator days, we have a huge network in that space. I don't know if anybody's worked with a career counselor in a college environment, but changing a comma on your resume isn't the discussion you need to be having. It's me as a human being and how to navigate what AI is doing to all of our careers right now. So it's a pretty fragmented market right now. You have your traditional assessments, your DISCs, your Myers-Briggs, your Hogans. Again, they stop at the PDF and have no idea who you are as a human outside of your personality. There are career discovery platforms. They've got a lot of articles and blogs and advice, but again, they have no idea who you are. And then there's a really fragmented market where there's hundreds of thousands of individual career coaches. There's a couple big platforms in the B2B space, BetterUp and BetterHelp, but again, they don't have the underlying psychology. VITALS overlaps all three of those because we truly believe to make tough decisions, you have to engage all three of these. So we are right now raising 1.5 million pre-seed. We've raised $1 million to date. We'll be closing the round in the next 60 days to build out product development and to harden the solution for B2B2C pilots later this year. What I really want beyond fundraising is, again, those 38 million Americans that are struggling right now to figure out truthfully what the hell to do with AI in their career. I need this group to help me get this into the hands of those individuals so we can help them make better decisions. Thank you.
Amazing job, Terry. Questions, then drinks. Questions.
Ready to drink.
Anybody? Oh, in the back.
Sorry, just a coaching marketplace. Is
Yes.
it virtual coaches? Is it virtual and human coaches?
Human coaches, when you hit a wall with the structured coaching on the AI platform, and they will know what your problem is, what you've already tried, and who you are. So that first session you have with a human coach isn't, tell me about yourself. You can get right into solutioning. So a human coach is on the back end.
Thank you. Oh, one more.
So maybe a little bit more of a comment, but
Yeah.
I talked to you earlier. This is very interesting. As a school leader, I used to be able to, as a school principal for high schoolers, right? I used to be able to coach them on like what to major in, what to even start, like kind of like before this even happened.
Yep.
What to do with your life.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of my past guidance is out the window with the current landscape and AI and where the job markets are going. I just don't know what even to do with the kids anymore. So I see that there's an application for high schoolers, particularly kind of in that, and we talk about when they're early, they haven't fully formed yet, but I still think there's an application for like sophomores.
Yeah.
They're now starting to look at colleges or career readiness before they actually get there. very powerful tool. I think there's lots of cool stuff in the future.
Thank you.
Well, one last one.
So really impressive platform. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot recently is what happens if AI crashes. And so I see it very much like the dot-com bubble. Like we're still using the internet, like it didn't go away, but it changed fundamentally. Is if, you know, there's a massive realignment or restructuring within that AI landscape, you know, how does Vitals think about that?
That if you know yourself, that doesn't change. That's why we're focused on the human, because you're right, the technologies will change, but you will change. But at your core, if you have some clarity about who you are and where you want to go, you at least have a better chance to navigate the craziness we're going through right now.
Thank you. One last round of applause for Terry.
Thank you.